crazy. There's so many people just hitting me up, just asking me, what has changed, right? But real quick, we'll just do this. I'm just gonna do like who's excited, and everybody just go crazy, right? Who's excited?
Now everybody wants one of those.
Yeah, let me go back up there and
I'm gonna say it. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see. 2.5 years ago, I was a college student, just a completely normal kid, going to GCSU, skipping class to watch Barcelona games. Right? Who likes soccer? Let's go. Now I just go to the stadium.
Let's go!
So, yeah, 2 years ago, about less than 2 years ago, was invited by a friend to meet Mr. DJ Snyder, who didn't look anything like he looks today. Long hair, hat. I thought he was drunk at the time, honestly. But he just tells me something, one thing that just clicked in my brain. He goes, "I'm going to the top," and his conviction just made me realize that he was going to do this with or without me. That he was going to make a lot of money in this business, right? And just by seeing that, I was like, dude, I got to make this thing happen. Because where am I going? I'm not going anywhere right now, right? Because he's going to the top. Where am I going, right? My story. This is that room was where I met DJ Snyder, and then actually this was like 2 or 3 days after I got started. Maybe it was actually the day after. I don't even know. But that guy right here, this is Mr. Miles Berry. He had no muscles. But yeah,
Yeah, it is actually.
But that was my first home event, guys, and just to put in perspective, out of that whole room, I think one person's still doing the business. All my best friends right there, one person. So you got to realize that you got to know you're going to make this thing happen with or without your best friends.
Yep. Come on.
It doesn't really matter if they join, you'll find someone else, right? So got started, made $700 in my first 3 days, frenzied. That built my belief level, and I just realized one thing. I realized that I looked at my mom. She's been working for 40 years, 58 years old, doesn't have anything to show for it except for debt up to her neck, right? How many people have that? Have that situation with their parents? A lot of people, right? And I just didn't want that lifestyle, right? I knew I needed something different. I ended up meeting Mr. Christopher Bognock on a Skype call, and he told me that he retired his mom, and just that just clicked with me, man. I just really wanted to do the same thing. In the next 6 to 12 months, I'm gonna do it.
That's right.
Let's go. Let's go.
So yeah, frenzied. Second month hit silver. 6 months in hit gold. So I wasn't the quickest success story. 12 months in hit diamond. And about 13, 14 months in, I was speaking in front of Super Saturday, just like this. I think that was the same room. Right?
It was. Yeah.
And posted a picture on Facebook. It said speaking in front of like 400 plus people, and my friend from Barcelona comments on it. What is this? We have to talk, right? So that's the key. Using social media today, utilizing technology in this business, right? And so that's how Barcelona started. Just one picture. What if I didn't put that picture? And I talked to him at the beginning of the business too, but I didn't even know what I was saying at the beginning of the business, right? And I had no one to talk to him for me because no one knew how to speak Spanish and whatnot. Chris Bognock doesn't know how to speak Spanish, right?
Habla only Inglés.
DJ's about to learn, but and Miles needs to get some practice. But was fortunate enough to go out there. And I told them something. Actually, I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But I went out there for 2 months. Originally, I was only going to go out there for a month, and just went out there. I just knew that it was going to happen. I didn't have to, I wasn't worried about anything. I just knew that it was going to happen. I went out there with about 35 people active. helped all these people, basically make a bronze factory,
Yes.
and built it up to about 350 active now.
Damn.
So, and the biggest challenge at the beginning was, changing languages, right? That's a little bit difficult. Changing, obviously that's a little hard, but Spanish used to be my first language because my parents are from Argentina, so that's a blessing as well. So I could, kind of do my thing, and I actually picked up my Spanish again. But also, another challenge was that most people there speak Catalan first over Spanish. So that was, I was most of the time just listening to conversations, right? I was just the weird guy just listening, the American kid listening, right? But it was cool. Yeah, it was fun. It was an amazing experience. We can go to the next slide. So building international. What I was talking about before, utilizing technology, utilizing Facebook, the posting little events, saying that you're speaking in front of an event or a crowd or whatnot. Just posting pictures, just post that stuff. It might not be cool at first, but it's going to create some results. I promise you, good things will happen from that. So every day, building internationally, I was utilizing Ubu and Skype, just Skyping the newest people daily. Why? To build relationships with them, right? Until you're diamond, you should have a personal relationship with every single one.
Yes.
Every single person. 90 people, right? That's not too bad. After it gets, after it goes over 100, it's kind of crazy. And then when it goes from 100 to 400, it just gets nuts because people are just coming up to you like, dude, Marco, I've heard so much about you and stuff. I'm just like, dude, what's your name? It's crazy, right? And then I have to remember names like Andreas was saying. Make videos. I made 3 videos just to share the dream, just to share what I saw in it. And they liked those videos and whatnot. They were utilizing those videos to say, hey, this is our American leader. He's going to come out here when we have 30 people active. So I say develop a plan by setting goals for your group. And I said, when we have 30 active, I'll book my flight to go out there, man. Yeah. And so that automatically says to them, we got to get 30 active. Yes. Right? So that's what they did. They got 30 active. I always connected myself to the newest person just on Ubu Skype. And just built long-term relationships, shared the system, and that's how it started growing from there. Created that bronze factory, right? Good. Next slide. Okay, so this is my biggest problem, right? My biggest problem was believing that I deserved wealth. Right? Damn. Bob Proctor has a quote that says, "Begin by believing that you deserve wealth." Mm-hmm. Yep. And I just couldn't get myself to believe it. Why? Because my mom has always struggled financially right there in front of me. Every day I look at bills. And I just had to transition from that, that mindset to the wealthy mindset, right? What Chris Barnard was talking about. The rich think, or the wealthy think in a different way. So the only reason you can't do something is because you don't believe you can, right?
That's right.
So where does this start? It always starts right here. It always starts. If someone gets in the business, they have some certain kind of belief on what their potential is, right? Based on that potential, they decide to take action. Depending on what action they take, they're going to get certain kind of results, right? DJ's second month, he took a massive action. That's why he enrolled 15 people in his second month. He didn't enroll one person his first month because he was just, I don't even know what he was doing. But second month, he enrolled 15 people. Because his belief was so high. Right. That's why I followed him, right?
Yeah. Come on.
Because his belief was up here, and I was like, damn, he's gonna get rich. So then, you're gonna get results, and that's gonna build your belief back up. And then you're gonna have another, a belief on your potential, get more action, get more results, and this could be the reason why you get the poor get poorer and the rich get richer, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Once there's a YouTube video that says, or that this guy made, he was the first guy to make $1 million in a day through internet marketing. After he finally did it, tons of people did it. Right. Because everybody believed they could, just like the 4-minute mile. Yeah. Right? The first person did it, then the next year, 40 people did it. Mm-hmm. So next slide. Committing to lifelong education. This is what I learned from DJ too. It was about 8 months ago. I went to Statesboro with Justice, my buddy Justice. If you guys don't know him, you should get to know him.
That's right.
I went over there and he just had a stack of books, and I just saw this change in him, and he just had so much knowledge to feed off. But some people say, well, I want to rank advance. And I ask, how many books have you read?
Right.
Right. You gotta have your number one asset growing. It's your mind.
Yeah.
Ooh.
How many books does it take to become an expert on a subject? 5. Right. I got this from a video. I can't even remember what video, but 99. I think you're in the top 1% after you read 5 books on one subject.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
So 5 books, right? That's it. It's just a decision. How many times should you read a book? As many times as you can.
Yes.
Over and over and over and over. I've just read so many books over and over. And just like DJ was saying, become a student of success. That's what I did. Just always growing, always learning, over and over on these books too. Like if you're not gonna remember it after listening to it 3 or 4 times. Maybe 10 times will do better. 10 times. After 10 times, you learn a lot more.
Yeah.
Yep.
After 20 times, maybe you're super expert. But next slide. Discipline. It always comes back to self-discipline. Discipline doesn't mean just doing what you're supposed to do. It means thinking the way you're supposed to think. Thinking in a certain way, like the Science of Getting Rich says. If you haven't read it, read it. Reading the books. It takes discipline to read the books, right? It takes discipline to think about things that you should be, or that you want, rather than things that are on the news. Or don't watch the news, be the news.
Let's go. Right on, baby.
Everyone. I just see so many people watching. I was even in Spain, just watching the news on Ebola. I'm just like, get out of here.
Come on.
Even on on Facebook, I don't know if in the past couple of days, I saw something that says, pops up and it says, we can help people, or I don't even know, it says something about Ebola, and I'm just like, X, man, X that shit out. But there's a quote, they who have control of their own minds have great riches already, and it's so true. If you can focus on only what you want, and stop focusing about everything else, then you're going to get what you want, right? What you focus on grows, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what I started doing. I focused on my numbers growing. I focused on auto deliveries growing up. I focused on leaders, or I focused on training my own group, right? How would it feel I visualized 30, training 30 leaders out in Barcelona. I visualized riding the metro. I visualized going to the Barcelona games, right? How many people want to go to Barcelona games?
Yeah.
Man, it was awesome. Okay. So patience, right? A beautiful garden takes time to bloom.
Yes.
Time fixes everything. If applied to education, right? If you're not growing during that time, right? Then you're not going to get very much out of it. But nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Right? The trees aren't like, I gotta grow. Like they just grow. Just relax. Calm, confident, just grow. I don't know if there's the next slide. Yeah. And this is the last thing I want to talk about, this last slide. The world is our playground, right? In the past 6 months, just to open up some minds, I've gone to Brazil, Argentina, Spain, and just been, all over the freaking planet, man. Like, you gotta start imagining. You gotta start imagining all that stuff. Like, I imagined going to the World Cup. I went to 5 games. I didn't know how that was gonna happen, but I went to 5 games and got to see all these people that we're talking about. Messi, in Argentina versus Nigeria, just 5 different games, and just experienced so much crazy stuff. Made contacts in Brazil too. When Brazil opens, you bet I'm gonna blow it up too. And I just realized that you gotta realize that Earth, like, you can go anywhere on that Earth.
Let's go.
Like, just go. Just like start. If you go in here, you're gonna go out here.
Hey. Yes.
So that's pretty much it. We'll take questions afterwards. We'll do little breakouts later tonight. But yeah, guys, let's get rich.
Hey.
Another success story for you guys. This guy, man,